Plans for China's so-called super embassy in London sparked these protests over the weekend. Demonstrators and Chinese dissidents have concerns over national security and safety. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is following this for us from central London. Good morning, Ramy. So why is this so-called super embassy raising concerns there?
Errol, yes, good morning. Well, the Tower of London and the Shard are just in the distance, as you can see. But boiling it down, China's hope for this so-called super embassy here in central London, literally right next to me here, has raised fears that it would also serve as a kind of super hub for Chinese espionage, not just in the UK, but also for Europe. A Chinese embassy spokesman said that facts have demonstrated that China has always been a builder of world peace and said that it is the UK that's undermining mutual trust.
It's been 7 years of rising anxiety and 6 major protests in 2025 alone in the fight to derail China's controversial ambition to establish its largest embassy in Europe here in the heart of London. Newly stoked when the UK last week delayed a decision for a third time, angering China.
Many of these protesters are Chinese dissidents or exiles who fled Beijing's reach. Intelligence experts say there is a national security risk.
Sir Richard Dearlove is former chief of Britain's MI6, the secret intelligence service.
There are important fibre optic cables that either run under the site or very close to the site, which carry probably massive amounts of important and valuable data, is a significant problem.
Cables which could lie under these architect renderings that transmit sensitive financial and commercial data across London. With a bigger physical presence, Beijing might better target communications from the defense and foreign ministries and could employ more Chinese diplomatic staff.
Going off to third countries, ostensibly on holiday or whatever, who are actually highly trained intelligence personnel.
British history and pride play a part too.
At the Royal Mint, new coronation coins are struck.
The site is the former home of the Royal Mint that engraved coins with the monarch's face, the physical manifestation of the Crown's authority. The grounds now sold off to China for nearly $350 million for a physical fortress of Chinese state power in the West.
Royal Mint Court takes up an entire city block. We just walked about 9 minutes around the full perimeter. Now, this actually is 3 times larger than the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C., and about 10 times larger than the Chinese embassy here in London. The question is, why does China need so much space?
China is a systemic rival for democracy.
Beijing is watching Carmen Lau, a former Hong Kong pro-democracy politician now living in exile in London, after the failed mass protests of 2019 that we covered all that year.
What has been the most stressful experience?
I've been followed on the streets of London.
Lau's neighbors also received this wanted letter calling on them to turn her in to the Chinese embassy for a reward of about $125,000.
Have they said anything to you?
I was so afraid to talk to them after these incidents happened. Because, you know, who knows who really will be tempted by the rewards.
After the 2019 protests, nearly 200,000 Hong Kongers are estimated to have moved or fled to the UK.
Is Britain's security safer?
It's a little bit less safe, in my opinion.
And there is another diplomatic wrinkle to this, too. The UK wants China to approve its own plan for a new embassy in Beijing. And the way things go with China, Errol, it's often tit for tat. I'll scratch my back, you scratch mine. The new deadline for the British government is January 20th. Prime Minister Starmer here has proposed a trip for himself to Beijing just days after that. Whether he flies may very well depend whether Beijing gets exactly what it wants right here.
Yeah, there's always a bigger picture. Fascinating, Ramy. Thank you so much.